Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday the 23rd of May 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we bring you the 5 news items that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed up just a smidgen, 3 points in fact, to 7,149 points today. It had started pretty well but fell away in the second half of the day. Higher iron ore prices helped the big miners. BHP and Rio closed up more than 1%, while Fortescue Metals was 2.8% higher. The retailers had a poor day, with Woolworths down nearly 2% and Coles and Wesfarmers both off around 1%. Telstra was also down 1%, while the big 4 banks were also lower. The tech and energy stocks generally outperformed, while utilities underperformed. Manufacturer Codan's share price jumped 14% after reiterating its profit guidance. It was easily the best on the day. Imugene shares rose 12.5% after the biotechnology company's executive chairman, Paul Hopper, wrote to investors to reassure them the business was as strong as it's ever been in its history. There you go. The worst on the day was biotech PolyNovo, down 7.5%. Incitec Pivot fell more than 3% after announcing their chemicals and fertiliser business would split into 2, with each division listing separately on the ASX. Story number 2. The wash-up of the federal election continues, with Anthony Albanese, Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles, Finance Minister Katie Gallagher, Treasurer Jim Chalmers and Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong all sworn in today. Mr Albanese and Senator Wong then jumped on a plane to head to Tokyo for the Quad talks with the leaders of the US, India and Japan. The rest of the parliament is due to be sworn in on Wednesday when Mr Albanese returns. Talk about hitting the ground running. Peter Dutton is favourite to become leader of the Liberals. Currently across the country, the Labor Party has won 73 seats, the Coalition 53 and Independents, including the Greens, 15. 10 remain in doubt, but most political watchers think the Albanese government will be able to govern in its own right. Story number 3. Agribusiness Elders share price jumped more than 10% today after its chief executive predicted strong conditions in the agricultural sector. According to Mark Allison, demand for fertilisers and cropping chemicals is strong, and cattle and sheep prices are likely to remain high for the next couple of years. He was also upbeat about Elders' real estate businesses. As a result, Elders lifted its full-year profit forecast sharply, hence the share price jump. Story number 4. The Reserve Bank will unwind its $280 billion government bond buying program, and that might provide some support for the Aussie dollar. Assistant Governor Chris Kent today said the purchase of federal and state bonds during the pandemic, which were part of the emergency measures implemented by the central bank, has lowered government borrowing costs and contributed to a lower exchange rate. But over the next decade, the RBA will allow the bonds to roll off its balance sheet, and that will support the dollar. It's not quite clear by how much, but any support at the moment is welcome. Last week, the currency fell to 68.29 US cents as China's COVID crisis grew, but action from Beijing, and of course the announcement today from the Reserve Bank, will help support the currency. It's currently trading just above 71 US cents. And story number 5, Beijing has announced a record number of COVID cases, raising fears about the economic outlook in the world's second largest economy. While the number was only 99, that's actually large for China. Case numbers have been hovering around 50 a day in Beijing. Across the country, there were 802 cases reported today, down from a peak of about 30,000 in mid-April. The numbers in Shanghai appear to be decreasing, though citizens remain locked down. City authorities have outlined criteria to reopen parts of the city. Why are we so interested? Because the Chinese economy is being hit hard by lockdowns, and that hurts the Australian and global economies. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 23rd of May, 2022. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Tuesday Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.